Warren G. Tracy once quoted, "Entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can." A very warm welcome to our respected dignitaries and dear friends. On behalf of the Institution Innovation Council, Amity University, Haryana, Amity Business School, and Amity Innovation Incubator, ESL Gurugram, I, Vani, welcome you all to this session. To our delight, we have with us Mr. Pankaj Agarwal, the founder and CEO of TagHive, a Samsung-funded company based in South Korea and India. TagHive's core objective is to revolutionize learning through its innovative product, Class Sathi, which is a combination of a personalized revision app powered by AI and a student response device commonly referred to as clickers. Amity University Gurgaon has a vision to develop to a fully industry-integrated university, providing a global platform for nurturing talent. Achieving academic excellence are one of the things that expresses the core philosophy of Amity University Gurgaon and is the driving force behind rigorous academic programs and high-quality teaching, which is still a spirit of learning among students. Amity University Gurgaon strongly believes in relentless pursuit of innovation and excellence at all levels of activities. Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India has established MHRD's Innovation Cell, MIC, to systematically foster the culture of innovation amongst all higher education institutions. The primary mandate of MIC is to encourage, inspire, and nurture young students by supporting them to work with new ideas and transform them into prototypes during their informative years. MIC has envisioned encouraging creation of Institutions Innovation Council. IIC is selected across higher education institutions. A network of these IICs will be established to promote innovation in the institution through multiple modes leading to an innovation promotion ecosystem in the campuses. Amity University Haryana, Institution Innovation Council, along with Amity Innovation Incubator and Entrepreneurship Cell, are primarily responsible for fostering entrepreneurial skills among students and assisting budding entrepreneurs by providing them with necessary resources.
Thank you, Mani. Mr. Agarwal is an accomplished innovator who has been named one of India's top 10 innovators by MIT Technology Review and Mint and recognized on Fortune's 40 under 40 list. He has more than 75 international patents to his name, demonstrating his commitment to developing innovative solutions. Before founding TagHive, Mr. Agarwal spent a decade at Samsung Electronics in various roles, including hardware circuit engineer, strategic innovation manager, and advisor to the CTO. Mr. Agarwal is the founder and chairman of the IIT Alumni Association of South Korea. He is also a trained magician and is fluent in Korean. He is a Bachelor of Technology degree in EE from IIT Kanpur, MS from Seoul National University, and an MBA from the Harvard Business School. We welcome you, Mr. Pankaj. I would like you to take over the session now.
Yep. Yep. Thank you so much, Vani. Thank you so much, Akhilesh. Thank you, Dr. Ranjana, for making this possible. I'm so glad to be here. It's 10 p.m. in Korea, and I'm still excited to talk to you all. I know you all are students wanting to really excel in what you are doing and make a name for yourself. So I have prepared a basic presentation where I will share through which I will share my ideas on how we can maximize our lives. So today's presentation is about maximizing our lives. And as I talk about different ideas, I'll share my own experiences wherever applicable to drive home the point. Okay. So I have a brief presentation, but I would love to, first of all, hear from the audience. I mean, you can put on your chat box so that I get a sense of how the audience is. If I had to ask you, what is your dream in life? In one sentence or in one word, what would that be? So you can just populate the chat box here with your one dream in life. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to be? Who you want to be? Whatever that be, something that you want to be, right? I have an understanding that those of you who have joined this session, they are driven, they are passionate, they are A-type personalities, and they all have dreams, maybe more than one. So you just want to share one of those dreams with us on the chat box? Great. So I see from Piyush, work and help in Fortune 500 company. Okay, Piyush, this is a very good, thanks for sharing. I think we can be more specific. Like in Fortune 500 is 500 companies, right? Which of the Fortune 500 companies you would like to work with? For example, and I'm sure you are bright students of Amity, you will get a job anywhere. I would like to have a few more responses before I move on. Friends, this is a online virtual session, and for me to be able to have my own energy level maintained throughout the course, I would really need your help. Generally I do these kind of talks in person, and in person we can engage at a better level. But now we have time difference, we have in a different setting, it's online. So it's difficult to ensure that what I'm saying is being heard, and what you are showing me through your body language is being heard by me likewise, right? So we will have to make it more interactive. So Vani, thank you for sharing, make a difference by working through my passion. And I'll take one more, okay? And then we'll move on. Okay, Arun, traveling the world, owning a successful business and doing meaningful work with inspiring people. I think you can do all of that. This is great. Thanks so much for sharing, Arun. Now I'll share a brief presentation with you on my thoughts that I have prepared for today's session. And what I would really would like to also ask the audience here is, please feel free to judge me. Please feel free to judge my ideas. I'm also a human being. I have ideas which may need more fleshing out. So I really look forward to hear from you if you have any points that you want to make. Of course, you can raise your hand or you can type on chat box and we'll address those points. This session is for you, not for me. Okay. For me, it's just a reminder of how do we maximize our lives. But this session is for you to really get some ideas, possibly from this session, and apply some of those ideas to really maximize your life. Great. So we'll start a presentation here. So I'll share my screen. Just one second. Okay. Here we go. So friends, can you see my screen? Do you see the title slide, Maximize My Life, Maximize Your Life?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let me just, first of all, I think it's always important when you hear any gyan from anybody, right? There's so much of gyan available all over the world. So it's very important to first always understand or know the person who's giving the gyan. Somebody is giving you some insights, some suggestions, advice. It is very important to know the background of the person so that you can actually understand where the person is coming from. Or you can also then judge whether this advice is credible. Should I really understand or listen to this more? So in that spirit, I'm giving you my introduction so that you know where I'm coming from, what background I have, and then you can make some more judgments about my advices that I give you. So I started my education in India. I, of course, studied in a small village school initially, and then went to study at St. Xavier Sahibganj, then studied in Delhi public school for 2 years. That was 1998 to 2000, around 23, 24 years ago. And then I did my undergrad at IIT Kanpur. I got into IIT in the first attempt, and then came to South Korea to do my master's. Samsung came to our campus at IIT. They brought me to South Korea to do my master's, and then gave me a chance to work at advanced R&D division of Samsung Electronics in South Korea, where I got a chance to work on cutting edge technologies. And that is when my relationship with patents started. My first patent at Samsung, I still remember, it was in 2007, and I was so excited about it. I used to work on flat TVs, circuits, and one of my jobs was to make TV thinner as years passed by. And by the time I left Samsung's engineering job, the TVs were finger slim. It was a teamwork, and I was a part of the team. And then in 2010, I went to do my MBA at Harvard. Samsung sponsored that. So I had a very good run at Samsung. I'm so lucky that Samsung found me. I was able to join Samsung, and they not only sponsored my master's in Korea initially in 2004, but then also later sponsored my second master's in the US. I did my MBA at Harvard, came back to join Samsung again in the strategy and planning team, worked in a different capacity. Earlier, I was an engineer, then I moved on to become a manager. So you can have questions on, whether an engineer should do an MBA. Some of you are already doing an MBA. So those questions were then like crucial, but I have a lot of thoughts on that. If I can share that if you want later on. And at Samsung, then I started working on a business idea with the approval of Samsung that led to spinning off this company Tag Hive, which I'm right now running. So Tag Hive is a 6-year-old company. It was founded in 2017. We are an education technology company. We believe that education is a very important enabler in any economy. It is a very important multiplier for our lives. And if we are able to use technology to make education better or delivery of education better, I think we can be not only creating a good service, good business, but also making the world a better place. Okay, so that's on the personal side, on the professional side for me. On the personal side, hold on. I'm married. I have 2 kids. They are 17 years and 12 years old. I'm married for around 19 years now, and my interests are about reading books. I try to, read a lot of books whenever I get time. I used to also invest earlier, but I stopped investing after I started Tag Hive. And I'm also a magician, as it was highlighted in my introduction. So, it's a mix of things in my introduction. There is personal, professional. In personal, there are a bunch of interests. And there is a reason why I'm sharing all of this with you, which you will come to know in a moment. Okay. And that is very much important to maximizing your life, by the way. And I will share a few more pictures with you. Like this is a photo of Tag Hive Korea office. This is a Tag Hive India. This is an old photo, by the way. So the reason I put this photo is, folks, in the group, in the team, in the audience here, if anyone wants to look at a career at Tag Hive, please do write to us. We have a lot of openings available. We are a growing company. Right now, we are around 40 people in India and Korea combined, but we are looking at growing to 100 people very soon, in a couple of months, by the end of this year, hopefully. And we were looking for smart people, looking for hardworking people, looking for people who have passion in education. So please do write to us on how you can help us and how you want to really grow your career at Tag Hive. As you can see here, the mission that we have as a company is grow together with Tag Hive. Some pictures from my journey in Korea. And again, this is all relevant. I'll come back to it, why I'm showing you all this. You'll get to know. You'll be able to connect the dots very soon. I was participating, I participated in the Korean speech contest in 2007 in Korea, and also was on the Korean talk show a long time back, 15 years ago. And now I'm a native speaker. I speak fluent Korean to the extent of understanding that it goes on in Korean language, and of course speak as well, write as well. In 2012 or 2013 here, I was also on the Korea Herald cover page. Korea Herald is a leading newspaper in South Korea. I was also featured my profile was featured in a book by Chairman late Chairman Lee of Samsung. Few more things, I met the Warren Buffett sir, and he gave me advices on talking about investment portfolio and all of that. So a bunch of photos here. Okay. In 2018 or so, when the First Lady of Korea visited India, I was in her delegation to give her a demonstration of our EdTech product in a school. Okay, so why did I show you all these photos and all? I'll tell you about that in a moment. There are professional sides of a personality and there are personal sides of a personality. I showed you in my introduction. I showed you through different photos. Now, my theory about maximizing life is that maximization happens when you're able to balance the two. Okay, just like when you maximize a function, you have this dy by dx equal to 0, right? That is the topmost point of a function or the bottommost point of a function. So my theory or my hypothesis here is that if you really want to maximize your life, you need to find that balance. If you do too much of work on the professional side and do nothing on the personal side, you're not maximizing. Then the scale is tilted like this. If you do everything on the personal side and not take care of a professional side, that is also not maximizing your life. Okay, does it make sense to you? So this balance is what, in my opinion, is how we can think that we have maximized our lives. So you have to really, you are the best judge for yourself. So you have to judge, am I focusing too much on my profession? Am I focusing too much on my personal thing? Is there a good balance? And that if you feel that you have a good balance and you are stressed on both the sides, you are adding a lot of blocks every year, every month, you can feel that you are maximizing your life. Okay. Now, this is, easier said than done. We have so many priorities in life. We are occupied, 24 hours seems to be less. There is so much of pressure from everywhere, and it becomes difficult to keep this balance, let alone add more blocks to these, ever rising the stack. Okay. By the way, team, are you with me so far? Just, in between a yes on the chat box helps me feel that I'm not giving a monologue, rather I'm talking to a group of people who are listening to me. So just giving a yes or, that really helps me. Okay, so I can see a chat box for a moment. Great, thanks so much, Abdul, Arun, Nandini, Jyotimay, for giving your yeses. I can see a few more, Jigyasu, Aditya, Arun, thank you so much. So folks, again, this is the key here. Maximizing your life means, the definition for me is about keeping a balance between the professional life and the personal life, and continuously add more elements to both the sides. Okay. Now, today I'll share with you 7 ideas. Okay. 7 ideas on how you can actually ensure that this balance is there and how you can continuously keep on adding more building blocks to this. Are you excited? 7 building blocks. I'll tell you about 7 ideas that will help you ensure that while you are so busy doing your own stuff, you're still able to ensure that you are managing both the sides and thus maximizing your life. Okay. The first idea is defining important things early on in life. Okay. So what are important things? Again, I would like the audience to give me some inputs. So folks, tell me about some of the things that are important to you in your life. Please write on the chat box. What are important things for you? We will define also them. First of all, let's understand what are important things, and then we define those important things. So in our life, what is an important thing for us? Okay, let's see what we have here. So growing my knowledge, career, peace. So happiness. I'm so glad happiness came here. So define important things early on in life. Okay. Family, health, money. Okay. These are very important stuff. Career. I'm sure many people who have not even written these things here, for them, these things are important to set achievable goals, which can make you happy for a long term. Again, happy. Excelling in all spheres I can, or rather success, right? So you want to be successful. Now, here, I really want you to understand that, most of us want to be successful. Most of us want to be happy. Most of us, or maybe, many of us want to maybe leave a legacy for ourselves, legacy in this world. Now, the next step is, once you have understood what are important things for you, once you understand that, okay, family is important to you, once you understand that, okay, career is important to you, once you understand that being happy is important to you, the next question, the next thing to do is to define, what does happiness mean to you? Okay. What does success mean to you? What does legacy mean for you? So whatever that important thing that you have pointed out here, you list that first, that this is important for me. And then you say, okay, What does it mean? How do I define happiness for myself? Okay. Generally, people are unhappy when things don't go their way. This is very standard. So we always want things to go our way, then we'll always be unhappy because things will not go our way all the time. So what does happiness mean? So for me personally, happiness, I am happy when my relationships are happy, happy relationships. So for me, it's more about human connections. I believe that human connections are very important and we need to keep our relationships stronger. Okay, so for me, happy relationships keep me happy. Now, why is that important? So I told you that I'll help you balance that scale, the professional and the personal. And then I told you I'll share with you 7 ideas. The first lesson or the first idea is defining important things early on in life. So for me, if I think that relationship is important to me because happy relationships keep me happy, then I will try to make choices in my life that are aligned to that important thing. In this case, happy relationship. So I will not do things which spoil these relationships. Of course, you cannot have happy relationship with everybody. So you define whom do you want to have happy relationship with? People who value what you value, people whose values are aligned to your values. For example, I like being honest. I like being true to myself. I like, respecting other people. But if there are people in the world who don't have similar attributes, I would really don't want to be very close to them. Well, I may work with them, but I will not be very close to them because we share different value systems. Okay. So my goal would be to connect with people in my life who share the same values with me. And thus I'm able to ensure that I'm happy. And so I will make my choices accordingly. I will not spend time working with relationships with people whose values are not aligned to my values. Okay. And I will invest in those relationships. Does it make sense to you? So it's very important that if we know what are important things for me, and if we define those important things, okay, then we can make decisions, we can make choices that help us be at harmony and do more in less time. Because many people, what happens is many people spend time on things that they don't know are important. And later on, they realize, oh, this was not important. Why did I spend time on that? So it's important to take a pause and understand, okay, right now, what is important for me? So most of you will be preparing for jobs, preparing for your next career, preparing for your next semester or exams. You have to just pause and say, okay, I have 10 number of things to do. What are important here? And why? What does it mean for me for this topic? I want to join a Fortune 500 company. Really? Why is it important to me? Because of this. So you have to define that thing for you and then start working on that. Then your passion stays there and you're able to focus on what you want to achieve. Okay. Now, the other question I always get is, it's too early in my life to really define important things. So I always say that don't worry too much about getting the right definition. Have a definition. We all are smart minds. You know what is happy for you, what is happiness for you, what is success for you. Initially, at this moment, define that. And as you grow in life, as you meet more people, as you grow, you can always fine-tune them. For example, when I was a student, success for me was getting good marks in the exams. As I entered the professional world, success for me was completing few projects on time. As I became an entrepreneur, for me, success is about making other people successful, right? So when my team succeeds, I succeed, right? When I'm able to get people to succeed on what they're doing, I feel that I'm successful. So this definition will evolve depending on how we are moving on in life. That does not mean that we don't define it. You define a definition, you define your important thing, and then slowly, gradually evolve as time demands. Okay, so this is a very important element here. Define important things, and why this is important. Again, I repeat, this is important so that we can make right choices. And if we make right choices, we'll save so much time by not navigating through the noise. and we can do more in short time. Okay, more relevant stuff. Okay. Next point, number 2, is a very simple idea and very tangible idea, a very actionable idea, which is reporting to yourself every week. Now, friends, we all have, bosses. We report to either our professor, report to our, senior manager, report to vice president or somebody. We all report to somebody. I really want to urge you all to think about reporting to yourself. Okay, sit down with yourself for some time and talk to yourself. Okay, so Pankaj, what did I do last 1 week? Okay, so just talk to yourself, and you can be completely honest to yourself because you're talking to yourself, right? You can be vulnerable. You can just be very honest. Okay, so this last 1 week, for example, I do this as a practice every Sunday morning. Before I even drink water or do whatever, I take a shower, I sit on my desk for 30 minutes, I report to myself. And I have my own Excel sheet. So I write the date of the week, Sunday, and the date. And I have in the Excel sheet different dimensions on the work side, family side, financial side, spiritual, new skill, other things that matter. I write that in the rows. Row 1 is work, row 2 is family, row 3 is so on and so forth. Okay. Why? Because these are important things for me. And I want to track how am I doing on these dimensions. Okay. So I report to myself every week on these dimensions. For example, I want to reduce my weight, for example. So it will be there somewhere in the Excel sheet. So my weight this week is, say, for example, some kilos, say 78 kilos. And I'm trying to go to 75. So I will write to myself that, hey, I'm 78. I want to really create a 2-month plan to go to 75 kilos. And hence I need to stop eating sweets. I need to do more exercising. I need to eat in time. I need to avoid junk food. I talk to myself. I write some of those. And then after a week, I again see that did I follow on these things or not? And then I see, okay, I try to do a few things first or second day, and then again, I became easy. So I will again use my positive feedback loop to reinforce that, okay, I need to be more disciplined next week. On the work side, it's straightforward. I see, okay, this is my work. This is this is how the needle has moved in the last 1 week. Family side, I understand, okay, what did I do for my wife, for my kids? How are they growing? Did I spend enough time with them? There is one 5th item here is new skill or personal growth. It is very important that we keep on learning new things. Because, when we come out of college, we get on the job, it's very routine. You do your job, you learn on the job, of course, a lot, but you just become more routine. And we many times overlook the importance or the benefit of learning a new skill. So I somehow got this idea of learning a new skill every year. So I spend time, dedicate time to learn a new skill every year. This is how I learned magic. I thought, okay, how can I be a better innovator? When I was working at Samsung, I thought, how can I be a better innovator? And somehow I got this idea by talking to a few people that, better innovators are better magicians. So I started looking at the world of magic, and I was wowed with the idea of drawing inspiration from the world of magic to the world of innovation. I did that. I learned, guitar. I learned painting. Of course, not all the things really went very well as I wanted them to, but at least I tried. Okay. In the COVID times, I learned yoga. I do yoga now as a practice, as an everyday practice, honestly. Okay. So I feel that I'm growing. I feel very empowered. I feel very satisfied. So this only was possible and is possible because of this structure where I report to myself every week. See, this is how I'm able to add more stacks to the scale that I showed you in the beginning, the professional life and the personal life. So I'm able to think, okay, what can I learn as a new skill to do better at my professional life? How can I be more fit? Okay. How can I do new things? How can I pursue new hobbies? How can I read more books in shorter time? Right. This is how I'm able to ensure that I'm not complacent about what I'm doing, but I'm continuously adding new uh, attributes, new skills to my chest, okay, to my like armory of skill sets. Okay, this is very important, by the way, and it is very doable. I would really, whenever I give this talk about um, uh, maximizing our lives, many people tell me that, oh, this was a very wonderful idea, and I've started doing it already after I meet them, like 3 months. This is very, very powerful, and I urge all the members here, some of you may be already doing this. I really urge you to think about it, and you don't have to follow my frame. You can keep on adding your frame. You can add things that matter to you. Okay. Now, before I move any forward, I would want to take a pause and see if the group has any questions. I shared about 2 ideas. The first idea was defining important things so that you can make good decisions, you can prioritize and save time. Second is about then reporting to yourself so that you know where you stand, you know where the gaps are, and you start working on them with more intent. I will take a pause here so that I can give rest to my throat, and I'll see if I have any questions. You can also feel free to take the mic and ask questions if you want to. Okay, so audience, now is your chance to ask me questions, to clarify anything that you want. You can also if you think that you learned this, you really like this, or you understand this, also you can talk about that. You can share comments here, basically. So I'm looking at the chat box now. I'm looking forward to comments, to questions, to any feedback. Yes, Piyush, I have a format for evaluating myself, and it's a simple format. It's an Excel sheet, basically, where I write down on the y-axis, on the columns, I have the dates, weekly dates, and on the rows, we have all these different dimensions that I highlighted here: work, family, financial, spiritual, and other things that matter to me. So you can easily create your own format. Yeah, I think this lecture would be accessible over a YouTube video. This session is being recorded, so they would share. I think the organization would share this on the YouTube channel of the university. I'm really curious to know, because I'm not able to see you all. I'm really curious to know if I'm making sense to you. If you can type yes, no, it gives me a sense. Okay, Arun, thank you so much. Jigyasu, Abdul, thank you. Smriti, thank you so much. So two important ideas, define important things early on in life and report to yourself. Simple ideas, but very, very meaningful, in my opinion. And I'm glad you are able to also connect and agree and see the value in these 2 ideas. Great. Thank you so much. I'll move on to the third one. Okay, if you have any questions, please post here. Okay, I'll come back to that in a moment. The third idea is having a work in progress vision for yourself. I asked you in the beginning of the session, what do you want to be? What is your dream? In those lines, always try to have a vision for yourself. For me, for example, my vision or my dream for myself is that I want to build something that 1 billion people can take advantage of, can benefit from. 1 billion people, okay? India has 1.4 billion people. So if I build something which all of India uses, and my job is done. It is okay to have a vision which is bold. It is okay to have a vision which does not make sense to you 100%. And that's why it's called work in progress vision. You want to start with some draft for yourself and then work on that draft to refine it as you go forward. Nobody has a very clear vision from beginning. I mean, nobody would be a wrong statement. Very, very, if you have a clear vision, you are exceptional, I would say. It takes time to build a vision for people, normal people. It takes time to validate the vision direction, and that's okay. Okay. For me also, it took some time. It took a lot of time to understand, oh, this is what I really want to do. So I really urge you all to have a vision for yourself. What is it that you want to be? and be honest to yourself. And don't be scared that, oh, it may change. Oh, I don't connect with it 100%. Okay, if you write it down and if you don't connect with it continuously, then you can change it, right? So please do that exercise. I always tell people that what is your professional signature? What is that one-liner for you? For example, Mark Zuckerberg, his one-liner is he's someone who has connected the entire world through social network, right? That is his professional signature. I mean, I can write a long biography on me, but can I write a one word or one-liner on me? It's very difficult. So think of that one-liner for yourself. This is who you want to be. What is your one thing? I am so and so. Okay, who do you want to be? And that requires a lot of self-reflection, a lot of positive thinking, a lot of hard work, but it is all possible. Okay, so I really urge you all, and this is not easy in my opinion because it requires a lot of thinking, but still doable. So I really urge you all to think about it. And again, this is very important because we talked about maximizing life, about having that balance. If you know that your vision is this, it again helps us setting priorities. So my vision is to build something for the billion people. Now, if that is my vision, I would not be doing a small thing. If there is a small opportunity, I would just walk out of it. And I will save so much time by not doing things that are not connected to my vision, that don't help me. These things give us clarity. These things give us conviction of our choices. If we don't have a vision for ourselves, then everything is okay for us, right? And we will say yes to everything. We will not say no to things. It's very important we understand that, okay, what are we saying yes to? What are we saying no to? And that conviction will only come, that clarity will only come if we know this is who we want to be at this point in time, given what data we have about ourselves, about the context. And going forward, as we get new data points, as we learn about ourselves a little bit more, these things may change, but for now, it is important to have a work in progress version. Okay. I'll move on to the fourth one. The fourth one, again, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Having mentors and role models. I'm sure you would have heard about this multiple times. You would have already have mentors, role models to look at and work on that. But I will share with you a few ideas about mentors and role models, which you will find perhaps unique and helpful. Earlier, when we were young, so we used to have one role model. But these days, we have so many role models. For example, in my apartment, I stay in South Korea. In my apartment building, there is a security guard sits on the first floor, security guard at the main gate. He's so hardworking. Whenever I come from office late at the night, he greets me and he ensures that, I'm safe. And he is moving around to ensure that it is all safe. Of course, Korea is a safe country, but despite that, he's working, he's moving around. And for me, he is a role model because he teaches me about discipline. He teaches me about hard work. Of course, we have popular role models like, say, Obama or, Virat Kohli or Shah Rukh Khan or whoever. So we have so many role models in different spheres of life. But it is important to understand that we can have role models in people around us. You don't have to imagine, okay, maybe Virat Kohli is such and such. Of course, he's great. But my security guard in the first floor of the apartment building is also my role model because he really works hard. He's disciplined. And I want to emulate those behaviors. So whenever I see him, I'm reminded. And it is easy for me to model such behaviors, right? So please understand that we have to look around ourselves and look at people and their behaviors whom we really appreciate. Second thing is about the mentors. Many people think of mentors as people who will help them. Of course, mentors are supposed to help you, but we need to understand how we create mentors and how we nurture this relationship. In my opinion, mentors, of course, they are supposed to be helpful, but I think that we need to, first of all, help mentors to help them understand who we are, what our needs are, and then ask for help at some point in time. For example, if I want to uh, become excellent in the field of finance, and I know there's a professor sitting, in a university far away, and I want to have him as my mentor. Of course, you can write an email to him, but why will he mentor? Right? He's busy or she is busy. How about, or what if you write to that person and say, hey, you know what? I saw your paper about finance research, and I found that there are certain gaps or certain areas where I think I can help you with data points. Would you like me to share those ideas? Who in the world would say no? They'll say yes. And automatically you establish a relationship, not by asking help, but by offering help. Okay, so I really want you to think about mentorship or mentoring or the relationship with a mentor or finding a mentor in this fashion. Try to help first and then get help. Okay, so find your mentors in that form, and don't try to make everybody your mentor. It's very important that we identify who we would like to have our mentors as. We try to create excuses to meet them. For example, reading their papers and finding some things that we can help them with, and then asking them some questions and then talking about it and establishing more bonding gradually. And then as the mentors get to know you, you can, of course, ask for help and they'll help you. Okay. So very simple idea of having mentors and role models. But I wanted to talk about two things. One was, the idea here was with mentors, offer help, then ask for help. And with role models, don't look far away, look nearby, you'll get role models. Okay. And that will remind you more often about the values or the qualities that you really want to model. So this is also important because it will help you be better equipped to, again, create that balance. Okay. So you are able to balance professional life and personal life and ensure that you are continuously growing and thus maximizing your life. Okay, so I shared two more points. One was having mentors and role models, and one was having work in progress, vision and mission for yourself. Again, I'll pause here to see if you have any questions, or if something that I said didn't make sense to you, or you want me to elaborate on. Again, I look at my chat box and see if you have any questions. So I have one question from Abdul. How important is it to have a mentor? Of course, it's very important. You need to have a mentor. I'll tell you my personal story. I went to Harvard Business School, right, for my MBA. I never thought that I could go to Harvard when I was applying, but it was my mentor who pushed me to think hard and to imagine this possibility. So mentors are people who know you, who know what potential you have, and they guide you, they push you in good sense to achieve that thing that you are worthy of. So in that sense, I think mentors are very useful, very helpful, and they continuously give you inputs about different things. And as you grow, you can take those judgments, those ideas with your own judgment, but you have somebody who is on your side and who's helping you, giving you new things to think about, or who's constantly pushing you to become a better version of yourself. Okay. So Arun says that, could you please explain how we could offer help first to a mentor and then make them want to help us, especially if they don't know us very well? I think, Arun, this is an idea. This is an idea of getting to build a bond with mentor. I give you an example of connecting with a professor who is doing some research on finance field. You can read his paper or her paper and come up with ideas to make that paper better. And then mentors, would those people whom you would like to have as future mentors, will come to you, and you are helping them. And then you can slowly get help from them by asking questions. Oh, this is how I think, this is what I'm getting stuck. I don't know how I want to move in the field of finance. Can you help me? Right. Now there's Aditya is asking, can I have mentorship from you? If yes, then how? So Aditya, you have to first of all understand what are my challenges? Where am I stuck? What business am I in? How can you help me in that? You can write to me with your ideas, and there is no reason why I will not get back to you if I think what you are telling me is useful. Okay, so I'll seek your help first, and in the process, of course, also help you naturally. Okay. So very good. And again, this is, see, point is today's session is about looking at new ideas, looking at new possibilities, new methods, and I'm sharing you these new methods, new ideas. Write them down, think about them. Of course, in this small time that we have, you may not want to imagine too many things. You may be busy with a lot of other things, but write these ideas and then think, oh, does it really make sense? How can I be useful to a mentor first? Okay, it makes sense. Or it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, you can throw that idea out. But in my opinion, I think these things are very powerful and it can help you. Okay. Any more questions, folks? And if it makes sense to you, you can write a yes on the chat box. It motivates me to continue moving forward with a smile and with more energy and drive. Okay, Pratham, thank you so much. Vani, thank you so much. Nandini, thank you so much. Great. Piyush, thank you so much. Okay, I'll move on. Okay. So 4 lessons we have discussed so far, and we have 3 more, and the remaining 3 are more simpler, more, realistic, easy to understand. I'm sure you've heard about them multiple times, but we'll still go over them. Lesson number 5 on how you maximize your life is by focusing on creating tangible value. Okay. Always think, how can you differentiate yourself? Very, very important. How do you stand out in this pack of crowd? Not by just because you want to differentiate yourself, you differentiate, but actually differentiating yourself, and so that your color stays different for a longer time. So you have to understand, you have to ask, what are the yardsticks to measure value? Tangible value. So, okay, in my case, when I was an engineer, my yardsticks were, how many patents do I have? How many publications do I have? How many prototypes have I made? How have I added value to the company? Have I done something that was never done before? What are the world first ideas I have worked on? That was my context when I was an engineer. When I was an entrepreneur, I think, okay, how should I create tangible value? If I'm doing something, is that done by me for the first time? Am I looking at a new market? Am I doing things in a different way? Okay, so you ask all these different questions, and the intent of asking these questions is to ensure that you're able to create value that is tangible and that helps you differentiate yourself. And if you're able to do this, over and over again, you really become an amazing personality. People really want to work with you. And of course, you keep on adding that stack easily, and you're able to maximize your version of yourself. Okay, so please always focus on creating tangible value. It is very straightforward. For example, if you're a student right now, of course, you need to get good score, but don't settle on that. Good score and what? Good score and good projects and what? A good internship and what? Always ask that and element. What more? How can I be different? For example, I came to Korea, I learned Korean language. I learned to speak language. But then, should I stop there? Because what will happen is over time, more people will learn Korean language. So my differentiation would go away. I need to keep on moving forward. So I went for my MBA. Okay, I come back from my MBA. Okay, so I'm a Harvard MBA, so I can relax. No, work harder. I learned magic. I was doing a great job at Samsung. Oh, I'm good. I can grow. I can get promoted slowly and I will be happy. No, you pause. You say, okay, let me take on more challenging projects. So I started my journey as an entrepreneur. Okay. So this is how you continuously challenge yourself and you continuously move yourself out of the comfort zone with the intent of creating tangible value for yourself, for your people around you, and for the society. Okay. Number 6, is about network. You know, we are talking to a group of people here who I believe really value the importance of network. And there's a saying in a very famous thing, which I heard somewhere, is that your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. So your worth is defined by the number of people you know, by the number of people who really matter, who you know, right? So we need to really focus on that aspect. And this does not mean that today itself I know too many people. Network, you know, it takes time, just like a tree happens in a couple of years from a seed. Network also builds over time. And those networks become very meaningful in the long run. So we have to continuously water our network, nurture our network, make sure that we not only seek help, but also provide help. Okay, not only get value, but also provide value to our network. Okay. So how do we do networking? I urge all of you, simple ideas: go to conferences, events, meet new people, start engaging. Like when I go to a conference, I try to meet new people. Just go and talk. Hey, how are you doing? I think what you're doing is really great. Can I learn more about it? And keep it very natural. There's no need to force building a network in most cases. Try to understand, okay, where they come from, what they're doing. Genuinely know the people. Okay. Call your friends, because most people always ignore people around us. Try to also call your friends at regular intervals. In the college setting, try to be with people, your friends, and establish bonds with them. Because when you go out of the college, you'll be working in different places, different industries, and you don't get a chance to know each other so much. But being in the college, you are in the same physical location with less burdened work. So try to build network in that setting, so that going forward, it really helps you when you want to reconnect. And in a network, in building a good network, the golden rule of building a network is always be willing to help. Many people confuse or misunderstand that network is about getting help. Network is about helping. That is how you build a strong network. Okay. So today, for example, when Vani reached out to me to offer this talk, I would say, okay, what am I getting out of this? My point was, how am I ever going to help the students? How am I going to really provide value to a group of students whom I have never met, but possibly may meet in the future? Right? So that was my intent. So always be willing to help. It may sound a little bit contradictory, ironical, or not connected, but this is very, very important idea. Think about it. A good network starts from a willingness to help, and it lasts longer. If you want to always extract from the network too quickly, it will not last long. So please be very, very aware about this fact, that a golden rule of good networking is about helping, not asking for help. Okay, does it make sense to you, friends? Okay. Now, the last piece, the last lesson is again very straightforward, but most people skip this. I really want people to think that anything is possible. Anything, even an elephant can walk on a rope. So always stay positive. Always. For example, I shared with you 7 ideas today, and you may be under pressure now, stress. No. Don't be under stress. Think of it as a time where you got new ideas, and now you will work on these ideas and, of course, add more value or add more ideas of your own to make it relevant to you and become a better professional. And I always, feel that whatever happens for good. And whatever does not happen, happens for better. So don't worry if something is not happening according to you. There is something better that is going to happen in the future. That's why it didn't happen. But what you should not really rest or relax with is poor work or bad quality work or not working hard. You have to give your best. You have to work hard. You have to hope for the best. And if things don't turn out your way, it's okay. Keep that frame in your mind, and you will always be happy. You'll always be able to do more. You'll always be able to stay positive. So these are 7 ideas I wanted to share with you today, group, friends. And all these 7 ideas really will help you ensure that you are able to build stacks on the professional side and on the personal side together continuously, and hence keep that balance and thus maximize your life. So that is all from my side in the presentation format. My view of the world is that we only have one life, we only live once, and hence it's upon us to ensure that we give the best shot, and hence ensure that we are in the best version of ourselves all the time and continuously improve. Tomorrow is a better version of me than today, and yesterday was a less better version of me. So keep on doing that. And if you follow these principles, there are 7 ideas that I have shared with you, I'm sure you can do that. You can become better tomorrow for sure. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me. I'm also sharing my email address here. Do reach out to me if you have any questions. If you want to explore opportunities with us, do write to us. I'll definitely respond. And I'm looking forward to hear from you. I wish you all the best. But before we end this thing, I would love to take on any questions that the group may have. So I will stop my presentation. I'll stop sharing the screen, and I'll come back to the Zoom video mode again and take any questions that the group may have. Please feel this session is again yours, friends. This is your session. So please try to maximize it for yourself. Okay, Piyush says that how to stay positive, worrying and stressing over results is out of my control. Piyush, I always think that, think of it this way. When you are worried about anything, then you ask this question to yourself: is this worry something that I can do about? Okay, is it within my control? If it is yes, then do that thing, control it. If it is no, then what is the point of worrying about it? Okay, so this is the way you should think. Okay, sun rises in the east. I'm not happy about it, but can I do anything about it? No. So let it be. That is the way world is. I'm studying very hard. I'm not getting results. Okay, can I do something about it? Of course we can, because it is our effort. Maybe I'm not doing the right studies. I'm not focusing on the right methods of learning, teaching, or doing stuff. Try to identify those and work on those. And don't expect to achieve results overnight. Things take time. So try to do things that are within your control, and try to let go things that are not in your control. That is how we can ensure that we are able to be happy and satisfied with our outcomes. Okay, Arun says that, could you please share some career-focused advice based on your own experiences? So Arun, you asked a very general question. I think having gone through my own career, I feel that things will happen to you. You will get new jobs, you will meet new people, get new ideas, things will happen to you. It is very important that as you navigate through your career, keep your value system very intact. What do you value? Some of the non-compromisables, like honesty, for example, or relationships, for example, or family, for example. So keep those things as intact. Try to understand what those non-negotiables are for you. Keep those intact and then move around. Because many people, what they do is they will choose short-term benefits over these important non-negotiables without even realizing that, which they realize later on. And then they make a mistake. So very important that you realize that this is very important to me. This is not negotiable. I'll stick to that. So do that and always work hard. Don't think that not working hard is an option. Okay, so these are basic things that you can keep in mind. And any career you will have different. I can give you details about specific careers, but mostly careers will take time to blossom. Give it time, don't rush, and enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, and always ask questions. Try to work with good people. If you find people who are working with are not good, think of switching out, moving on. It's okay. and good things will happen at the end. Believe that. Okay. Pratham says, is mentorship always a give and take relationship? What if I don't have anything to offer? Pratham, everybody has something to offer. It is all about identifying what you have to offer. So don't say that you have nothing to offer. You have not thought about it. I'm sure you will have something to offer in the field of your own interest. Okay, so please look at it. How to avoid relationships and family issues hampering studies and career, as both things are important. Arun, I think, see, these are choices that we make. There's no right answer here. I think family is important, relationship is important, studies are important. So you have to really balance it out. You have to use your own mechanism, your own methods to do that. I cannot give you a specific prescription here, but I know you are smart and you will accordingly prioritize. Your family will understand that studies are important during the exam period, so they will give you space. And when the exams are over, you can use that free time to spend more time with family. Is your company into AI, Abdul? Yes, our company is into AI. We're in the education space. We build products for students and teachers, and we have a lot of AI elements. Recently, we also are thinking of using ChatGPT in our offering. So a lot of AI stuff happens. We have AI researchers in our company working on cutting edge technologies, cutting edge models to help students learn better and help teachers teach better. Piyush, any specific characteristic you find common in successful people? I think what I have seen is successful people are humble generally. That is who I think are successful. I think people who are successful, I mean, in my lenses, in my way of thinking, are people who I've seen them. They're humble, they are hardworking, they are long-term thinkers, they are deep thinkers, and I've also seen that they're very modest. They have all failed in the past. All successful people have failed that I know of. I mean, they all have failed at some point in time and then succeeded. So its success has not been all the time for them. So they have learned from their mistakes, from their failures, and they have become successful. Akhilesh says that is asking any book you could recommend for students. Friends, there are a lot of books you can read on self-help, on your field of interest. I think I like the book of Reid Hoffman, The Startup of You. There's a book by Reid Hoffman, The Startup of You. You can read that. There's a book on Atomic Habits by, I forgot the name of the author. Atomic Habits is one book that I read recently. It's very good. I think it's very tangible, actionable items that you can use, that you can do to make yourself better. Okay. Abdul says, well, I have a same startup and we do use ChatGPT to make education free for everyone. Is there a chance we can work together? Abdul, please write to me. You have my email address. I would love to know what you do and see if we can work together. Great. I think we are around an hour now. We've talked for an hour. I hope you learned something from this session. You enjoyed, you took some takeaways. And my wish for you all is to really be able to maximize your lives using 7 ideas that I gave you. Try to add your own versions of these ideas and see how it makes you a better professional, a better person. And you grow, you feel that you are more empowered, you're more fulfilled every day. So thank you so much again, Amity University. Thank you so much again, Vani, Akhilesh, Dr. Ranjana, for inviting me. And I'm looking forward to someday be in person there and meet you all, and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a great learning for all of us. As sir said, it's okay to have a vision that doesn't make complete sense to you. It's work in progress. It's just a draft that takes time to be validated. We didn't look far away to find role models. They're right around us, nearby. It's important to identify the right mentors for you, whom we can offer our help rather than just asking for their guidance. We should always keep challenging ourselves to become better and move ourselves out of our comfort zone. And also, most importantly, that your network is your net worth. So, sir, it was indeed a great learning for all of us. Thank you so much for enlightening us and letting us get such valuable insights for today. It was an amazing experience for everyone to listen to, and especially for students. I hope that the agenda of today's session is fulfilled in the discussion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vani. Thanks, Akhilesh.
I, Akhilesh from Amity University, would like to extend my vote of thanks on behalf of the Institution Innovation Council AUH. I would like to express my gratitude to our Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok Kumar Chauhan for visionary mission on education, our Honorable Chancellor Dr. Asim Chauhan for his vision on innovation, our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor B.B. Sharma, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Vikas Madhukar, President of Institute Innovation Council at AUH, and all the esteemed dignitaries, head of the institute's faculty members, students for their presence and contribution to make this event a success. Extend my thanks to Mr. Pankaj Agarwal to take out time from his busy schedule to grace the event. Thanks to Ranjana ma'am for support and opportunity to organize this event. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the IT team for organizing this great success. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Can I leave the room now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir. Request IT to close the session now.